Hey everybody. Okay. Oh, my voice is almost back. My internet is back. Let's get back to work. Okay. Pardon me. Um, all right. Let me try to clarify some of the things that we've changed for this summer. If you haven't taken an astronomy class at GCC before, then it doesn't mean anything to you. But if you have, then um, you'll notice things are a little bit different this semester than in the last several semesters. Um, we well, just to give a little bit of an explanation, uh, a lot of the online resources that we at GCC have made for our astronomy classes over the last few years are unavailable to us this summer, um, and so we're having to play a bit of catch up and rearrange things a bit um, to make up for that. So it's been all of this kind of came down on us a bit last minute, and so please, I apologize for all of this being a hodgepodge at the start of the semester here. But I feel like we're pretty close to getting hitting the ground running, and I think the rest of the semester should go more smoothly now that that's getting ironed out, and so now that you're getting started, the rest of the semester will go accordingly. So, um, let me highlight a few things, hopefully to clarify what's going on, um, and and then you know what the rest of the semester is going to look like. Okay. Hello, I'm Brian. Uh, um, Several of you have already emailed me through Canvas or through my Gmail account there. Um, Most of you I've gotten back to. I think a few of you emailed me and I didn't respond to you directly because I answered your questions in one of the announcements that I've been sending out. If uh, if you sent me an email with a question and I haven't answered it yet, either through this video or through one of the announcements or through a direct email, if you've still got a question, please get a hold of me as soon as possible and I will try to respond quickly. Um, yes. Okay. Uh, Assuming that my internet is still working, these will be my office hours, the same as when I said on the first video. At this address for there's my mouse. This address for Google Meets. Also, as I pointed out in the first video, there are a bunch of study rooms set up through Google Meet. So I'm going to be honest, there has been a lot of research in the last several years saying that uh, social learning is usually the term that we're giving it now. But basically, social learning means working together in a group, getting together with people, helping each other out, putting your heads together, and helping each other solve problems makes learning much easier, much more powerful. It makes it better for you learning and for everybody else learning from your strengths and you're learning from everybody else's strengths. And so, I know that these online classes are, they're more or less, most of the time they're set up for you to just work on it on your own at home at your own time at your own pace, which is great for flexibility of schedule. um, but the results for working together with people make the educational process better in basically every way. So, if it is possible, if you can get together with a study group and help each other out working through all this material, I highly recommend you do. Um, if your schedule doesn't allow that, I totally understand. But, if you can do it, boy, you should. Uh, this discussion room here, I'm not going to be posting, discussion questions for you on Canvas like some other professors might. I'm setting up this discussion room right here so you can post to all the other students in the class, and hopefully you can coordinate and set up some meeting times to help each other out on the homework, on the video game lab, on almost everything for this class. I'm okay with you guys working together and helping each other out. The the one thing that you cannot help each other out on is the quizzes for Obvious reasons. So everything else, unless it's a quiz, I'm okay with you working together on it. Don't get help from each other with quizzes, either the lecture quizzes or the lab quizzes, because that would be cheating. But for everything else, if you can do it, I please do. Um, this link right here is to um, the Google Meets room where I'm going to be doing office hours. Each of these icons here, these first 5, I didn't set up the 6th one. I will if we need to, but I figure the first 5 will be enough. Those will take you to Google Meets rooms also. And so if you want to converse with some students and say, hey, can we meet up at this day and time? Let's meet up in the Antares meeting room, and then you have that room to meet up with and work together on stuff. Hopefully, luckily the pandemic is abating and it's okay to meet together in person the way it wasn't a couple years ago. So, if you can also, if it's possible, for you, you can also just get together with students in person, and work together that way. That's fine too. Um, you probably can't get into these rooms by yourself right now. I think if I understand the Google settings, I probably have to be there to let you in right now, but I am going to send you all invitations to these Google meetings, um, just so that you have an invitation, and once you have an invitation, you can enter the room without me having to let you in, which means once you're able to use these rooms anytime you want, if you want to use these virtual meetings, if you want to get together with people on your own time, you can do it anytime, day or night, and you can use those rooms to get together and work together. Not just me having to let you in. Look for those invitations in your mailbox in the next day. I'm going to send them all to your maricopa.edu email addresses, so look for them there. And also, when you're logging into if you're logging into my office hours, or if you want to use one of these breakout rooms, make sure that your Google account, make sure you're signed into your maricopa.edu Google account so that you can get in without having to be let in. Okay. If you got questions on that, shoot me an email. Come into office hours. During my normal office hours, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 1, I'll be there, so I can let you in. But yeah, you can. Those are my office hours. Come in during those times, and I'll be there if you want to ask me a question, get some help with anything. Please, please, please come into office hours if you need it. If you need the help. Okay. What else? What else is there on the main page of the Canvas? Here's your grade book. The discussion sections are there for you to help talk to each other. Announcements. You've already got a few of those from me. The main place you're going to go is the modules, because basically I'm going to have all of the assignments for the course set up in modules, one module per week, and it's basically each module is a big long checklist. Oh boy, I'm losing my voice again. Hold on just a second here. Cover up my microphone. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. As of right now, oh boy, this sounds great to you. Okay, my apologies. All right. As of right now, I haven't gotten syllabus acknowledgements from all of you. Send those to me ASAP. All right. Most of you have done the beginning of semester quiz, but if you haven't done that yet, do it today. I have updated the microtask book because I realized that these first 2 microtasks, the calculators and conversions, I didn't add those to the book yet. So I added them to the end of the book, hence their microtasks 31 and 32. It was just easier for me to add them to the end of the book than put them at the beginning and then renumber everything. That would be a big pain in the butt. So we're not going to do the book strictly in order. We're going to do the microtasks out of the book mostly in order, but there will be a little bit of jumping around, especially here at the beginning. If you want to re-download the book, this is the summer 22 version of the book is the same. If you downloaded it the first time, it's the same one, but with these first 2 appended to the end. if you've already submitted these two you don't need to do it again. If you've already submitted these two microtasks, if you've already got all of the microtasks on your computer there, you don't need to redo anything. I just put it all in one book there to help you out. I have a question for you. As I said in one of the previous announcements, or as I think I said it in my welcome message here, the microtask book is a book of tutorials. It is a book of, these quote unquote microtasks that you're going to be working out of all semester long. There it is. Okay. Each microtask has two halves. A notes page is usually what I call it. So the first couple of pages are notes where you read the notes page, answer the questions that need to be answered. Be sure to read the whole thing, answer the questions that need to be answered. Okay. And then the third page will be practice problems. So after you've read the notes page and answered any questions in the notes page, you should be able to answer all of the questions on the practice problem. Okay. Then you're going to go to the assignment. Go to the assignment here and submit those. So as I said before, I need those submitted back to me so that I can get those in the gradebook and give you points. You can take a photo of them. You can scan them as a PDF. It'll be much easier for me, and it would speed up me getting your grades posted if you scan each microtask, both the notes page and the practice problems, scan those pages as one PDF and then just submit me the PDF file. It's easier for me to read, make sure you're getting all the questions, make sure you're getting things right, and get your grades posted. Okay? If you do, I think I said it here before, but I'll say it again. Okay. The microtasks are going to be part of the homework. I know in the previous lecture I called them in-class tutorials or in-class work because usually during a normal, if we had the course in person, we would be doing it in person, in class. But I just decided to start calling it homework because I assume you're doing it at home. Same thing, just a change in title. Doesn't change anything. Each of those microtasks, both the notes page and the practice problems, turn them all into me. They're worth 10 points. Okay? Do the microtask, you turn it in. If you have all the questions answered, I give you 10 points. All right? If you don't know whether you're getting the questions right, I'm not going to be scrutinizing every single answer on every single microtask. Okay? I either give you 10 or 0. If you turn it in with all the questions answered, my assumption to you is I assume you're getting all the questions right. If you're not sure if you're getting the questions right, if you're confused, ask for help. Come into office hours, ask questions. That way you can get the questions right. Okay? So, the microtask homework, it's either worth 10 points or it's worth 0. All right? If you, like I say, come into office hours. Oh, it's worth saying, I know some of you are working and have regular jobs and job schedules and all that. If my office hours schedule doesn't work for you, shoot me an email. We can make an appointment. We'll meet up at some different time. Okay? So I want to make myself available when you're available. It doesn't do any good for me to have office hours if you're not showing up. So if you need to meet with me and have questions at some other time, talk to me and we'll make an appointment. Okay? Great. The quizzes have not changed. So the quizzes, there will be 7 quizzes. I'll take the top 5 quiz scores at the end of the semester. That'll be worth 25% of the grades. The homework, part of the homework is going to be the microtasks out of the book. Oh, I didn't get to my question. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is My brain's still a little foggy. When I said a couple minutes ago, I have a question for you. The question is, would you like me to print out the book for you? All right. It's just a big PDF. If you want to print it out at home, great. I know printing is kind of a pain in the butt. It would probably be cheaper for you. I mean, it'd be free for you, but it would probably be easier for all of us. I can order the copies of the book, the Astronomer's Tool Belt. I can have those sent to the print shop, and they can print out a copies for us. So I am going to make a survey here on Canvas. I will append it. So I will stick that survey at the bottom of the module for week 1. I want to get a head count of how many of you would like me to print up a copy of the book so that you have a hard copy. I think the book is a lot easier to work out of if you can write it in the book, and then you can scan those pages and submit them to me here, so that I can, grade it for you. You can, I've had students in the past that just took the PDF, wrote their answers on top of it, and then sent me those, and that's fine too. So I'm gonna make a survey. Please answer the survey by Friday night. Okay, if I do it Friday, if I send it in Friday, the print shop probably won't be done until Tuesday. Okay. There's probably no way to speed that up. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna make a survey. Tell me, how many. Tell me if you want me to print up the book for you. To get the book to you, I'll just leave it at the office in the physical science building. So our department office on the GCC main campus, and you can drop by and pick up a copy, and then you can work out of the book. You can work out of the physical book for the rest of the semester. Okay? All right. So I will do that. Look for that today. And please have that survey filled out by Friday so that I can send in the request, and it'll probably be available to pick up by Tuesday or Wednesday morning. Okay. All right. Okay, you watch the videos, you do the micro tasks. Okay, the other homework is these online lessons and online assessments. And if you haven't looked at this, let me show you what it looks like. First off, as I said, it pops up as a new tab, so make sure you're not blocking pop-ups for Canvas. These online lessons are basically, this is some of the old online materials that we used to use that have been converted into a new format. We haven't worked out all the bugs, so it's going to be a little frustrating for you. It's definitely frustrating for me. I apologize in advance. But they're pretty darn good. So these are some online lessons to help you understand what we're talking about. And a lot of these things are, here you've got a 3D simulation where you can manipulate all the things and see what's going on. And this interactive simulation is a lot more helpful to help you understand what's going on than a two-dimensional piece of paper out of the book. So these online lessons they'll probably take an hour, hour and a half. We only have a few of these, so these are going to constitute part of the homework also. All right. You finish this online lesson, you get 10 points. After you do the lesson, then there's a shorter online lesson that I'm calling an assessment. The assessment is more like a quiz. It's a little quiz to assess, are you understanding what happened with the lesson? Is this making sense? Okay, good. You do the lesson, you get all 10 points. If you do the assessment, if you get the questions wrong, you will lose some fraction of the points. Okay, so make sure you do the lesson and make sure the lesson makes sense before you sit down to the assessment. The assessment is short, it's just a little quiz, but you do want to get all the questions right the first time. Okay, here's the thing. All right, this is important, and I want to tell you this so you're not surprised later. We haven't worked out all of the bugs. One of the bugs that we haven't figured out how to resolve is this. These online lessons, you have to do them all in one sitting. You can't log out and then log back in. If you log out, it will remember all the points. So as you go through the lesson, it's going to give you points. But if you log out and come back in, it's going to restart from the beginning. It relaunches the lesson from the beginning, and it restarts your score to 0. It's not great. I don't like it. I would like that you could just go back and look at this lesson at any time. And if I figure out a way to fix this here in the next few days, I will tell you. But as of now, here's what you should do. Do the online lessons. Once you're done, you get all 10 points. Don't look at it again. Because if you look at it, if you reopen it, it'll start you back at the beginning and it'll reset your score to 0. I suppose the upside of these assessments is, if you try the assessment again, it resets your score to 0, and you can try the quiz again, possibly for a better score. I'm just saying, maybe this broken system has some benefits to you, but you may try that. And then at the end of the week here, this quiz 1 is our first of the 7 quizzes based on the first 2 major things we've talked about: issues of size and scale and units of measurement, and the position and motion of stars in the sky. Okay? All right. So the quizzes, I already said. The homework points, they're going to be worth 25%. The homework points total are the online lessons, the online assessments, and the microtasks. Of the homework, as long as you do the online lessons and the microtasks, you get all the points. All 10 points for everything. The only thing you could lose points for are the online assessments, so make sure you know what's going on before you take those assessments to maximize your points. All right? The final project is what we're going to do in lieu of a final exam. I'm not going to give you a final exam, but we're going to have a final project that is going to be pulling together all the things you've learned over the semester as another kind of game. So it's a little bit like the lab game. We'll talk more about that. I'll write out more instructions and I'll give you some tips toward the end of the semester when that becomes pertinent. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense so far. For the lab, all right? The lab is going to be the University of Mars game. And go to the website, follow the instructions, follow the installation instructions. I think I found on their website, I found the installation instructions pretty easy to follow. Hopefully you do too. If you're having trouble installing and getting it started, come into office hours, share your screen with me, show me what you're doing. I can probably help you troubleshoot that. If I can't help you troubleshoot that, we can talk to the tech support to get this started. I want to get this game started now because if there's going to be a tech issue, I want to get it done now so that it runs correctly for you for the rest of the semester. All right? So get this started. The beginning of the game is just sort of a bit of, the beginnings of the story and a tutorial on how to use all the controls. And then it ends. Let me see where did I leave off? So I left off running around here. Hmm. Hmm. I think I think recording my screen and opening up the game are not compatible at the moment. Okay. Anyway, wonder if I do this. Wonder if I. Okay, what if I do this? Okay. This game was developed by a group at Penn State, and so they use it in their. Gosh darn it. Okay. They use it in their introductory astronomy classes. The first lesson is about gravity. I know the first lessons that we've been talking about are the issues of size and scale and the position of stars and whatnot in the sky. So one of the things is going to have to change. Either we're going to have to do the lessons in the game out of order, or we're going to have to do the lessons in my video lectures out of order. And honestly, I think I'm going to reorganize my lessons in my video lectures, because there's a bit of a story. Like, this video game has story elements. It's got a bit of a plot to it, and I don't want to rob you of that. It's kind of fun. It adds some nice flavor. So I'm going to reorganize the order of my lessons to parallel the game. That way, what you're talking about, what we're talking about in the lecture and what you're playing through in the lab sync up. Okay, that might mean that I might say something in the video lecture that makes reference to a previous lesson that we haven't gotten to yet, but I think it's going to be okay. It's only really going to matter for the first few days, because this game has 4 units. Let me go here. Okay, to the encyclopedia for the game. So there are 4 units in this game. The first unit is introductory stuff: gravity, what causes the seasons, what about the phase of the moon, constellations. Constellations is really going to be more about the position and motion of stars that we've been talking about in the video so far. What is light? How does that work? How does spectroscopy work? How do telescopes work? Okay. So introductory stuff. Unit 2 is all about planets in our solar system. We're not focusing on planets in our solar system in this class. This class, AST 112, is more about stars and galaxies. So I'm going to have you skip right through Unit 2. You're just going to, Unit 2 is going to be locked out for you. You don't need to do it. Don't worry about it. We're going to jump from Unit 1 right to Unit 3, because Unit 3 is where we talk about stars, the sun, the masses of stars, binary stars, the evolution of stars, etc., etc., etc. Okay? And then Unit 4 is about galaxies and the Big Bang and the big cosmic issues of the universe. Okay. So that's what the lab points are going to come from. The lab points are as follows. If you do a lesson, you get all 20 points. Okay? When you do a lab lesson, if you go through the lesson about gravity, there's a lesson where it teaches you, the first lesson is going to be, what is gravity? How does it work? Then there's a little bit of a game. There's a little bit of it's a platformer. It's a bit like a, old school Super Mario Brothers kind of game that gives you a bit of a feel for how gravity works. Your score on the game does not affect your grade in this class. I definitely fell off the platforms and got crushed by the gravity of Jupiter a few times when I was playing the game. That's fine. You finish the lesson, you get all 20 points. Then at the end of the lesson, there's a quiz. You can take the quiz as many times as you want to get a better score, but I'm going to give you 10 points based on the first time you take the quiz, and then I'm going to give you another out of 10 points for your best quiz. All right? So if you take the quiz and you don't do that well the first time, take it again. Learn from your mistakes, fix your errors, take the quiz again for a better score, and you'll make up a few points. Okay? So if you don't do well the first time, that's okay, right? Real science is not about failing the first time and then quitting. Real science is about learning from your mistakes, fixing them, and then thriving after that. All right? So each of the units, or sorry, I shouldn't say each of the units, each of the lessons, right? Each of these lessons, gravity, seasons, moon phases, etc., etc., etc. The lesson should take you about an hour. All right? And then the quiz is short and sweet after that. But expect that each of these lessons should take you about an hour. Take the quiz. If you want to try it again for a better score, try again for a better score. Each of those lessons will be worth 40 points total. Okay? And then after all of those points are added together at the end, all those lab points will constitute the last 25% of your grade. Okay? Okay. I think that's everything. I think that's everything I wanted to say. As I said, each of these modules is set up as a checklist. Just every week's module, just go down the list. I'm putting it in the order in which I intend for you to do those things. I will post module 2 for week 2. I'll post that by tomorrow. It will include the first lesson from the lab, so the gravity lesson, and then you can get started. So I want you to get started on the game, go through the tutorial, learn the controls. If you want, well, no. I want you to do it in the right order. So I will post my video lecture for Newton's Law of Gravity. All right. Watch the video, and then you can do the lab on gravity. I think it'll make more sense that way. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. I think that's everything. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or come into office hours. And if you're having any trouble, if you're having any technical issues, please contact me ASAP. Contact me as soon as possible so that we can get those things fixed. And then hopefully the rest of the semester goes smoothly. Okay? All right. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope this answers your questions, and have a good day.